Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Build the Ultimate Theme Park. My name is Attacking Toucans, and this video is a little bit different from the other videos. So, in case you didn't know, I'm doing another side series for Planet Coaster called Let's Build the Ultimate Zelda Coaster. Now what this video is I took all of the videos from that series, sped them up, and put them into one video. Now, I did this for a couple of reasons. My first reason is to give people like a really sure indication of where my series Let's Build the Ultimate Zelda Coaster lies in the Planet Coaster timeline, so you know where to watch that in the series. If you want to watch the full series of me building this coaster, use the link down in the description. Now the second reason I uploaded it would be the reason why to watch this video instead, and that's if you aren't really into The Legend of Zelda and aren't too interested in hearing my inspirations from different Legend of Zelda games when building this ride, or if you just want to save a little bit of time and see this whole entire ride built in one quick video, because it is a kind of long series for one ride. But if you're really interested in seeing a really in-depth explanation as to how I made this ride, then the Let's Build the Ultimate Zelda Coaster series is for you. If you are a fan of the Legend of Zelda series, you will probably enjoy my Zelda Coaster series, because I put a lot of tiny details into the game and had a lot of Easter eggs from almost every single Legend of Zelda game, and I'm still not even done with the series yet. I'm still adding so much more to it. It's another like ongoing project, but once it's done, it's gonna be like on an epic proportion. I just wanted to do a different series for this coaster because I wanted to be able to use different music. I use a lot of Zelda music in that series, which is really good. I'm a huge fan of Zelda music, and since I was just kind of basing it around a video game almost, I just wanted it to be another series because it'd be a way to entice people of Zelda games. Because if I just had that as like a video series in this playlist, then it might have not like caught the eye of as many Zelda fans. And that was kind of my ultimate intention, was to kind of cross over my Zelda fan base with Planet Coaster to try to even get more people into this game. I'm going to try to make more builds in the future where I use like different video games that I'm inspired by. But that'll be after this theme park. This theme park is taking quite a bit of time. I've been working on it over a year now, which is kind of insane to think about, but I'm still getting it done. I mean, in my defense, I'm working on a lot of other different projects. I am passionate about this project, but it's not one of those things that's a pressing matter. It's more of a hobby. Kind of if you were like building something in real life, you can't always work on it every single day. There's other things that are like your main responsibilities, but I try to work on this series and this theme park whenever I can. It is getting harder to like work on too though, because since it is getting so large, it takes a long time to boost this park up on my computer. Like sometimes it can take a few minutes to load up because my computer isn't super great. I still need to upgrade it. I think once I upgrade it, it'll be a lot better. I mean, I can record, if I was just playing like a new park that didn't have a million items in it, I could record this game and series in probably 60 FPS, 1080p. But since my park is getting so large now, I kind of have to, while recording it, it can be a little bit taxing on my computer. But yeah, so in this Zelda Coaster build, I based different parts of the castle off of different Zelda games because every single Zelda game has pretty much a different Hyrule Castle. All the Zelda games that have Hyrule Castle, that is. And so I try to take little bits of inspiration from every single Zelda game. So I try to do the Courtyard as a mixture from Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time. I built the castle more so sort of in the style of Twilight Princess, mixed a little bit with Hyrule Warriors, and sort of a little bit based off of Ocarina of Time. I was mainly inspired by Wind Waker for the interior of the castle, inside. I used Breath of the Wild as a huge inspiration for the outdoor section of the coaster, as far as the terrain and the scenery goes. I'm using different inspirations for the dungeon section of the ride. I'm kind of using Shadow Temple and different dungeons from different Zelda games to mainly draw inspiration from. And then I just include tons of little Easter eggs throughout the whole entire ride. And I'm just adding more and more, so it just gets more in depth. And just watching the series can really make you appreciate all the work that goes into the ride and all the things I talk about while I'm building it. It's even cool right now for me to just watch this sped up time lapse of all the work I did, all the work I put into this ride. Like I really spent a lot of time building this coaster, and sometimes I forget how many hours I just sink into some of these projects. That's why it's really cool to record them, just because I get to see them in the future. One of the other reasons I'm really happy I'm doing this series is I'm really documenting my overall experience with the Planet Coaster game. And as all the DLC is coming out, this kind of serves as a vlog of Planet Coaster's progress. every single time DLC comes out or something new is announced for Planet Coaster, I talk about it in one of these videos. Man, I'm not uploading these videos very frequently, but the series is almost like a way to keep up with Planet Coaster news in a way, which is really nice. I look forward to watching this series 20 years from now and just reminiscing on all the new DLC coming out for this game and how cool of an experience it was. Just getting excited for all the new DLC. And speaking of DLC, I'm really excited for E3 because they said they have something new coming up soon, and it's been a while since they've released the studio pack now. So here's hoping that they're going to announce some new DLC at E3 or sometime this summer to really get us even more hyped, because they need to do something to get the hype up for this game during the summertime. If they can get a lot of people hooked in during the summertime, then that's really good, because there's a lot of kids that have lots of spare time to build for countless hours during the summer. So Frontier, if anybody in your team is watching this, which I highly doubt, you need to just announce something. Give us a little bit of a tease for the summertime just to kind of build the hype up around this game again. Get a lot of people playing during the summertime, because that's when people have just countless hours to sink into games like this. I also just love looking at this castle at different times of day, especially during sunset. This game looks so beautiful during sunset because the overall lighting over everything looks really good. The shadows and just all the shaders look really good. And on top of that, all the lights get turned on in your park, and the lights just look a lot prettier than the natural lighting. It just adds a mood. It gives your park a mood and aesthetic, and it's so nice. I've also been playing through a lot of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild while building this park, because I've been streaming through the game again recently. So that's also been pretty helpful when it comes to thinking of ideas for this ride. Gives me a lot of inspiration. I've just played Zelda games so much to where I just have so much knowledge about the series, so I can really just draw so many ideas from so many games. But every single 3D Zelda I've beaten, I want to say over 5 times, and 100%ed at least a few of those times. Like, I'm a little bit obsessive. I'm definitely, I wouldn't call myself an annoying fanboy, but I definitely am a fanboy. On top of that, the Zelda franchise has just been in my life for so long, and it's one of those franchises where you can enjoy it as either an adult or a child. So it's just really been a positive experience my whole entire life. Kind of like Harry Potter, kids who grow up with Harry Potter or Pokemon, it just really sticks with them, and they can really grow up with it, and it's fun no matter what age you are. Unlike some things that are only fun as kids, like say VeggieTales, even though I'd probably enjoy VeggieTales if I had a child. I'd probably watch some VeggieTales with them. But there's some things that you start enjoying only when you become an adult, and those things just aren't as nostalgia driven. Like, they are a new fun thing, and there's definitely things I've started enjoying in my adulthood. But those things that you enjoy as an adult that you also enjoyed as a child, it's just that much more special to you. And that's what Zelda is for me. And that's why I like doing so much Zelda related content on my channel. So on top of that, I've done lots of verses. For Legend of Zelda Wind Waker verses, I made tons of song parodies off of pop songs that retold the story from Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And I'm actually really proud of some of those. The parody I made based off I'm on a Boat by The Lonely Island is one of my favorite because it sounds really true to the original song. If not, I think I like my version a little bit better than Andy Samberg. I think I've just mastered the art of yell rapping a little bit better than he has, because I do it a decent amount because I like making music myself. I also really liked my one for Macklemore's Thrift Shop, Kesha's We Are Who We Are, Nicki Minaj's Starships. Those were some of my favorites. Lots of people like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air one. I say my worst one was the one I tried to make for Bohemian Rhapsody. That was just a bad idea all around because, one, I'm not a great singer. I don't really call myself a singer. I call myself a rapper, but not a singer. Oh, phone, stop doing this to me. But Bohemian Rhapsody, I mean, trying to sing like Freddie Mercury is nearly impossible. And I remember when I recorded that, I had a sore throat at the same time. So me trying to sing like Freddie Mercury with a sore throat, it just sounded awful. I think I made it passable, like listenable, but that's all I can give it. Like, you can listen to it, but you're not going to be impressed by it whatsoever. But some of my other song parodies, I was really impressed just by the sound of them. I think they kind of stood alone as good, decent songs by themselves. And also, just speaking of songs, I have an album coming out this Friday, and I'm really, really excited about it. Definitely one of my favorite projects I've ever worked on. It's called Tall Money Part 1. Tall Money is sort of my alter ego, or my ego for my rap ego, sort of, because, you know, most rappers are really braggy and rambunctious and like all over the place. It's pretty much my character to do that, because I'm not really that crazy in real life. I mean, I can get pretty crazy. Like, I like to go clubbing and I do lots of live performances and stuff, and I can get pretty crazy and like loud and all that type of shit. But I just thought it'd be a better idea to have a different kind of persona for my rap career, I guess, if that even exists, if that's gonna take off. Who knows? You never know. I mean, then Attacking Toucans is my persona for like playing a lot of games. Like, that's more so my nerdy persona. Kind of makes me seem like I have a multi-personality disorder, which I don't. It's just kind of characters I play in a way, because I'm not really as crazy and as enthusiastic all the time as I am on Attacking Toucans. Just one of those types of things. Something else I kind of want to talk about is I'm really curious as to what Nintendo's next step is with the Legend of Zelda franchise. They just released Breath of the Wild about a year and a half ago now, so it's going to be a little bit longer before we get something announced. But they're still going to have a new Zelda game, we know that for sure. And I'm starting to contemplate what type of game it's going to be. Are they going to have another sort of filler game, sort of like Triforce Heroes? Are they going to have another 3DS game, sort of like Link Between Worlds? Or is the next game just going to be a Switch game? Or are they going to make another port? Maybe an HD version of Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. You never know. They like to remake their games. We know that for sure now. They've remade every single 3D Zelda game now except for Skyward Sword. So I'm really curious as to see what the next Zelda move is going to be, or if we'll even see any Zelda at E3 this year. I really doubt it because they have a lot of other franchises to focus on right now, but this is a really weird time for Nintendo. They're making so much money, which gives them the opportunity to invest their money to make other awesome games, and we'll have to see if they're going to just invest, if they're going to use the motto, gotta spend money to make money, to just keep on investing and pumping out great games for the Switch, because it's being very apparent now that you gotta just have a lot of great games to sell the console. So I think Nintendo's doing a little bit better when it comes to that. They're trying to focus less on the casual audience now. Well, they still focus on the casual audience, but they're realizing the power of their hardcore gamer audience and not trying to cater to the casuals anymore. So this castle is really, really large. Definitely the biggest thing in this park. And I think it might be bad that it stands out so much, because I thought my giant sci-fi complex on the other side of the park was going to be huge. But then I built this castle and it ended up being like 4 times the size. And I'm like, sheesh. Maybe it wasn't a great idea to make it so large. But at the same time, I'm really liking it. I think it's really cool. It's kind of like our Disney castle in this park. Like, it's gonna be something people come for. It's gonna be the Harry Potter world. People are gonna come to this theme park for our Zelda world, and I think that's awesome. I just think this park is gonna be so fantastic when it's done. It's just really shaping up to be an overall great park. The different themes are really awesome and really well put together and just really detailed. I still have a couple more themes I'm gonna put towards the back of the park. There's a decent amount of rides now. I think the park's gonna end up having around 17 rides or so when it's done, along with restaurants, food, amenities, just lots of scenery. I think it's going to be an overall great theme park, like a theme park I would go to in real life. So now we finally get to building the actual roller coaster. It took 13 minutes to get to that point, which is a little insane because I think it took till episode 5 to start building the coaster. But I had to build the whole castle. I mean, that was a lot of work, doing the outside and inside. And I mean, the outside and inside still aren't done at this point, but I got enough done to where I could start building the coaster and feel like I didn't have a million things left to do. Like, I had a really good foundation for what I was building. And then I built a Sheikah Tower from Breath of the Wild, which I think it turned out really good in the long run. I was pretty impressed. I mean, it's not perfect, but with the limited amount of objects you have in this game, I think I did a pretty good representation. You can definitely tell what it is, that's what matters most, I think. Also, I do want to give a quick apology to anybody getting a headache while watching this video. I know the footage is going by really fast, so it might kind of give you a headache. But in my defense, there is a more slowed down version that's a full-length series. If you're watching this video, then you're just getting the short way out. I almost thought about not even doing commentary on this video because I'm like, people might not want to even watch it since they've seen this being built before. But I don't know, I still feel like I couldn't post a video that didn't have commentary, because I like every single video of a series being the best it can possibly be. So every single video is worth watching, even if you have to watch it or not. It's just It's ingrained. It's the way I like to make content, okay? I'm sorry for the way I am. I'm just a perfectionist with everything. I'm trying to make everything the best I possibly can. Also, speaking of being a perfectionist, I thought a way of making this type of series this way even more perfect, like make it look way more clean. I'm not going to spill my secrets just yet because I'm not sure if I want somebody to steal my idea. Gotta be a little bit under wraps sometimes because I probably won't be able to start it for a little bit since this park is not quite done and I'm not very good at working on it quickly. But for future theme park building series or just ride building series or whatever I do in the future, I think I thought of a better way to make it built in a more clean, cool way. I'm really excited to play around with it. Just seeing this whole entire coaster built so quickly really makes me want to work on it more because I kind of forgot how much time I spent coming up with all these ideas. Because keep in mind, whenever I'm building this, I spend a lot of time just sitting there trying to think of ideas because I want everything to be as good as it possibly can be. Sometimes I'll just sit around like experimenting with things for like 15-20 minutes before I even settle with something, and I'll cut all that footage out because I don't want to show like my thinking process sometimes. But sometimes when I'm just brainstorming ideas, it can be a time-consuming process because not every single day, like some days I'm more inspired than others. Some days I'm able to just work on certain things and it just comes naturally. Other days I have to really push. It's like your brain's constipated or something. I don't know. Well, we're finally getting to the outdoor coaster section, which means we're getting a lot of the main body of this coaster built, which is nice. So you can see what the actual ride is going to be like. And I just love the aesthetic of having it start indoors in such a grandiose location, but then being so free form outside. It's beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. And like I said, I made this outdoor section eventually look a lot more like Breath of the Wild. I put like a skull landform, a lot more trees. I ended up moving the Sheikah Tower outside. That indoor section that was themed like Breath of the Wild, I'm actually changing the ride in the future. I'm making this outdoor section themed like Breath of the Wild. And the inside, I'm probably gonna use it to more set up a plot or a story, like make it seem like it's the inside of the castle still, and have like Zelda being taken. I don't know, I actually haven't gotten quite that far. If you have any good like story ideas or something I can do in that top room, that'd be a good way to like set a mood or a story for the coaster, leave them in the comments. And if nobody leaves a good suggestion, I'll think of something myself, which I end up doing a lot of the time anyways. But that's okay because that's what I've set out to do. But I'm always open to suggestions because it helps me possibly think of things I wouldn't have thought beforehand. And this gigantic open tunnel is going to be the dungeon. I ended up having to make this thing huge, and it's just so dark underground. I had to light the whole entire thing up with a bunch of lights that I'll end up deleting later. But I just need to be able to get a good sense of space and see what walls I've pushed forward. I guess kind of the one downside about this ride is it ended up taking up a lot of space. But at the same time, that might be a good thing because there's still a lot of space in this park to fill, and I'm really trying to fill up the whole entire thing. When I first started this series, I did not expect this park to be so huge, but it just keeps on getting larger and larger. I mean, people are watching this series. The series is doing really well, especially the first like 20 episodes. I think they all have really good amounts of views. I mean, the views kind of drop off towards the end because I didn't upload the episodes as frequently, so it kind of takes time for them to more circulate because they're not seeing when people binge watch the series and that everybody keeps up with series. But I'm just really happy and proud of the series because, like I said, it's kind of a timeline for all the Planet Coaster DLC, and it just shows all of the different aspects of this game. I mean, there's still things that I could show in this game that I haven't shown yet. There's a lot to this game, and I would like to try to be even more imaginative moving forward because I've seen some videos that are really imaginative. People have done some really cool stuff, and it does make me really inspired. I haven't been watching as much Planet Coaster content lately, but I just need to find, I guess, some good series. If anybody has some good Planet Coaster series suggestions, or people get really in-depth with their creations, let me know in the comments because I'm always looking for a new good series to watch and keep myself preoccupied and to avoid responsibilities because that's what I do best. And I like how I just keep adding more and more spires and towers to this castle. It seemed kind of basic at first, but then I was just never satisfied and kept on just adding more and more detail. And the more details I added, the more dope it looked. And I also changed the color of the roller coaster to blue, so I thought it would match the environment better. And since it's also themed like Breath of the Wild and Link wears a blue tunic in that game, I just thought it kind of matched. Just the blue along the grass looks really cool as well. And then I also like that skull as well, the skull landform from Breath of the Wild. And then I built a rock Taurus, or I forget how the name is pronounced, it's whatever. I can't know how to pronounce everything. There's too many words to remember, guys, it's hard. And I speak a lot, and my lack of vocabulary really shows sometimes. And also when I added the trees to this outdoor theme section, and the rocks, it really just brings it all together. It makes everything look so much nicer. A little bit of greenery and just small details always makes such a big difference. It's really crazy watching the environment transform when I just add more and more detail. Now, just as a side note, I do want to add that there is more episodes of Let's Build the Ultimate Zelda Coaster coming out, because I still haven't finished the ride. But I don't think, after what I show in this video, I don't think I'm going to show another time lapse showing what else I add to that coaster. So if you do want to see more of the interior details, because I finished a majority of the exterior in this video, and that's the reason I'm putting it up now, is so you can see a majority of the exterior, because that's all you'll really see from a distance while I'm building other things. But as far as the interior goes, you're not going to really see it on this Planet Coaster series. You have to go and watch the rest of the Legend of Zelda Coaster video. So if you are interested in the details of this coaster, I definitely recommend going and watching those videos instead. They're also just really good videos. Like, I talk about Zelda a decent amount, but I talk about a lot of other subjects as well, just like I do in Planet Coaster. So I would still recommend it. Something else I want to add is that I'm going to be traveling a lot this summer. So a lot of the videos I'm going to upload this summer are going to be more discussion / vlog type videos, since those are easier to record. I don't plan on starting another series on my YouTube channel until I get a little bit more settled down. So this will be the main series I focus on working on until I really settle down in a new place. I'm not going to be settled down much, so I still won't be posting the series very frequently. But whenever I do have time on my computer to just work on a series, this is the one I have intentions on finishing next. Along with the verses I'm working on the Versus channel, which are currently Mario Odyssey and Mario 64 Online, which that series is coming back. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes series get put on the back burner. We were really excited about the Mario 64 Online when it came out, and then after playing it for a bit, we realized that we were still just playing Mario 64, and even though I just finished a full Mario 64 ROM hack on my channel, so I play a lot of Mario 64, and then Josh isn't like super into the game in the first place. So sometimes different series have different amounts of inspiration behind them, and that's why sometimes things get uploaded really frequently, and that's usually when the inspiration is really hardcore there. And then some things get uploaded not as frequently, and that's usually when either there's not as much passion or you just don't have enough time to work on something. Because like I said, this is a series that I can only really post when I have extra time, because I don't really get much monetary benefit from doing this series. It's just something I love doing, but sometimes you just gotta also support yourself. Anyways, now I'm working on the dungeon, the entrance to the dungeon, which is the last exterior visible thing. In the actual series, I built Dragon Roost Island after building the entrance to this dungeon, but I decided in the long run that I was going to delete Dragon Roost Island because it just really didn't seem to fit in with the rest of the park. It looked really cool, and I might make a Wind Waker themed park in the future and make a lot of Wind Waker islands. But as far as this part goes, it was a little bit too extra. The castle was already a lot. Having Dragon Roost Island was a little bit too much, and I didn't want this whole entire theme park to be a Zelda theme park. I mean, because you can't really tell it's a Zelda themed coaster, except for a few of the details. There a lot more imagination is used when classifying it as a Zelda coaster, but Dragon Roost Island was a bit of a sore thumb type thing. Like, I could have just called this a castle and people wouldn't really notice the Zelda elements unless they were really into the Zelda franchise, I guess. And then off screen, in between this video and the next video, I deleted Dragon Roost Island and kind of reshaped the lake a little bit, because you see me building the lake here. I ended up reshaping it a little bit off camera. Only reason I did it off camera is it takes a long time to terraform the land when you're recording it, especially when it's that much. It just slows down the game, so I just wanted to get it done quickly, and I felt like it wasn't that important. I didn't make that big of a change. I'm actually going to end the episode at around here, because everything I do after this point is pretty much cut out. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Let's Build the Ultimate Theme Park. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another new episode. I'm not going to make you wait a long time for the next episode because everything we built in this episode has already been shown before, and I didn't want to completely do that to you guys and make you wait forever for the next one. So yes, new episode tomorrow. I will see you then. Take it easy, and good night, Seattle.